We're riding from Vancouver, BC to Inuvik in the Northwest Territories, 200 kilometers past the Arctic Circle. And the reason for this is a compo between 3 bikes for onewheeldrive.net. The BMW R1200 GS Adventure, the KTM 990 Adventure, and the BMW F800 GS. This series covers our travels. There are some places you know you will return to. For me, Telegraph Creek is one of those. I love this place. It's just really high on the list of spots that are good for your soul. Riding here last year, the road and the destination resonated for me. Not only was I seeing BC's Grand Canyon, but I had a chance to make friends on the road. The kind of good folk that you know and hope you'll run into again. You know, the kind of people who will share their granola bars when your blood sugar goes colossally low. Following the Stikine, you can't help but notice that there's something special here. Something beyond the joy of the road or the jaw-dropping scenery. Something that keeps calling you back. In a way that Dease Lake completely fails to. But every day needs its start point. And if you're on something as fuel-hungry as the KTM, you'd best be filling up here. Because 109 kilometers in, Telegraph Creek is pretty much a dry community. In fact, pick up a bottle of vino too. Because trust me, this is a road you're going to want to toast. Heading out of Dease Lake, the road only loosely follows the squirm of the Tanzilla River as it heads towards the Grand Canyon of the Stikine. Some might consider that linearity a pity. But we'll just consider it a prelude.
Disapply with content. Parental discretion is advised.
It's a lot of fun, but I didn't realize we were having a sudden stop at this sign because I was coming up behind at 140.
Creepers back there is drifting through them at like 130 hard on the throttle, and that's probably the most fun I've had ever on a dirt bike.
Though it behooves you to slow down, take in the scenery, and mind the gap.
We're going for auto sequence start.
We hope you've enjoyed this journey through sounds.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
First time I came down this hill, I was freaking terrified. This time I came down it and I just felt a huge sense of accomplishment. Almost as huge as the R1200 GS Adventure.
Well, I guess we have to phone ahead to the only hotel in town. There was a few people on the road and minivans and things like that, so we're going to beat them there. Fantastic. Well, no huge hurry. We're on some bikes. We're on some bikes, so I'm sure we can go entertain ourselves for a while. How much did that cost us?
KTM 990 Adventure and the F800 GS have some serious giggle factor to them. The R1200 GS Adventure is something more contemplative. You could write a great work of literature from its seat. Or at least compose a really good photo essay. Something to honor the beauty of this 80-kilometer long canyon, which is unmarred thanks to the efforts of the Tahltan and environmentalists who averted the construction of a hydroelectric dam here. A victory for those who don't put a terawatt price on beauty. Unfortunately, the area isn't out of the woods yet. The Stikine, one of the three most vital salmon rivers in Canada, along with the Nass and the Skeena, start in the Spatsizi Wilderness Plateau, known to the local Tahltan people as the Sacred Headwaters. Of course, if you're the BC government, or Royal Dutch Shell, you prefer to see it as a 400,000 hectare coal bed project, which requires the drilling of about 1,000 wells and the creation of connecting roads in an ecologically sensitive subalpine environment. And yes, I appreciate the irony, because I like roads and fuel. Both take me places. But even I think that the word sacred is a dead giveaway. And maybe it's that sanctity that keeps drawing me back to this area. If only under the clever disguise of reviewing motorcycles. At first I parked the GS over there, but it was too heavy.
It sure is.
Sort of like this dose of eco-mentalism. So onwards, to the best part of the road. A road down a stunning wedge of rock, where the canyons of the Tahltan and the Stikine meet. So like any good road, it has death on either side. In the form of a 1,000+ foot drop. A thought occurs during the remainder of the ride. The Shell coal bed project may be on hold, but now mining interests threaten the area. And maybe that's part of what keeps drawing me back. The thought that this area could be changed or spoiled the next time I visit, potentially making each ride here a last chance to see. Or I could be overthinking it.
Best driveway ever.
We beat the rain for a change. Unfortunately, overnight, the rain redoubled its efforts. Rained last night, and the road in the corners is fiercely slick.
I mean, coming around that corner, and it's mud. And this thing just started sliding out to the right. So I'm sliding out and then trying to catch it, and then it's like there's the cliff. I'm like, I gotta go this way. So I'm gonna cut across, and in the meantime, I was like, I'm gonna lose it. Okay, wait a minute. I think I got it. Oh, here we go again. And I'm like, I gotta air these tires down.
So in the mud, the scorpions had packed up and turned on us. I guess it's in their nature. And now we resume puckering. Even the relatively knobby TKC 80s were beginning to pack up. And yet, big and stable, the R1200 GS just plowed on, though admittedly at a cautious pace. The bike kept feeling heavier and heavier, and I'm looking at all the mud on it right now, and it's pretty freaking obvious why.
So far, that really has been the coolest road, because it, on the way in, was the most fun I've ever had on a dirt bike, and on the way out, it was the least. What a fine collection of mud you got going in there.
Well, I never said I'd keep this thing clean.